morning.
Oh, goody. Let's go for it.
Yeehaw.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time Car Show. Just ahead, we're going to review our featured vehicle of the week, the redone 2022 GMC Denali Carbon Pro.
Ooh.
Alrighty then. All right.
We got your weekly cruise-in calendar, This Week in Auto History, stories making automotive news headlines this week, and some special guests. And we're going to get to that special guest just about in a couple of seconds here. Richard Tomlin, SCCA Regional Director. He's running down the road trying to loosen his load. Got 7 women on his mind.
Man.
4 that want to stone him.
Yeah, 2 that want to own him.
Oh, boy.
1 that is, never mind.
Yeah, one that's waiting on him to get home at noon today now.
Hey, welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Show, everybody. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more. Jeff Zekin.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. Richard Tomlin is in the house. Well, actually, he's in the car. Where are you?
We are in Queen, Texas. Just crossed through Texarkana now. So southbound and down, right?
South. Sing it. Southbound and down, loaded up and trucking. What is up?
boy.
Were you not saying anything?
You don't want me to sing, believe me. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
Well, does it sound like I can?
No.
Exactly.
I just don't want to jump in that bucket with you.
Thank you. I don't think there's enough room for both of us
You don't know
in
what's
there.
in that bucket.
Yeah, that is that too.
So tell us what you're coming home from. I know what it is, but maybe some of the...
Well, we just came home from what's called PRI. Most people would affiliate it with SEMA because everybody seems to know what SEMA is, but PRI is the Performance Racing Industrial Show. It is the racing side of SEMA where all of motorsports happens.
But it's not in Las Vegas.
No, it's in Indianapolis, which seems a little more fitting for the automotive community, to say the least. It used to be in Orlando, but Indy's pretty nice. Doggone cold up there.
Yeah, but lots and lots of different teams of different venue or different organizations center out of Indy, besides just the Indy.
Well, you know why that is?
NHRA.
Because of, obviously, Indianapolis 500, but it dates back that far because all of that industry located there because of the Indy 500.
Okay.
And so if you want anything to do with racing, almost everybody at least has a front door to a little front shop of some sort there. So it only makes sense. And I understand why they would move it to Orlando because of the heat and all of that. But, you know, what's wrong with a little snow or a little bad weather every once in a while?
Did you see snow?
I didn't see any snow this time, but it was down in low 30s, so chilly enough for my Texan shorts, you know.
And that's probably all you took with you, isn't it?
Always, man. It's Houston. What do you expect?
I live in Houston. I went to Detroit one time for a meeting, and I didn't even bring a jacket, and it was February. I landed, and I'm like, oh, boy, did I make a huge mistake, because I'm sitting out there at the old airport waiting for the...
I was waiting for you to say, oh, boy, did it feel good, too.
No. It was cold. It was very cold. But I also saw you posted up some pictures of the new NASCAR chassis.
You talk about impressive. NASCAR, as a kid, I watched a lot of NASCAR and then kind of got out of it. And I'll watch it when they do the road racing. But what they have built in this chassis is pretty doggone amazing.
Well, what's the difference between it and the one that's now out the door?
Well, the other one coming out the door was built as one piece. What I would say about this one is very modular. They actually have crash bumpers front and rear that are basically held on with 8 bolts. If you go back and look at the picture, I think it's 17 bolts. You can remove the entire front clip of the car.
Wow.
Just undo 17 bolts, whole front clip bolts off. Same with the rear. It's all modular. They've got preset jigs. Basically, you would know from the body shop where we put our alignment pins when we're checking for X measurements on the frames. These are all pre-drilled into the chassis. Everything's marked and indexed. Every component, kind of like an FIA style, every component has a serial number, a chassis number associated with it, so they know where it came from.
So they know
just
they tweaked it.
A stellar design and build on car to make it much easier on a mechanic, a pit crew, to repair a car and get it back on track.
What's the increase in price, though?
Actually, they're saying that the price of the actual chassis itself is a little bit cheaper because now you no longer have in-crew building them at your shop. You're buying these from one manufacturer, and they're $27,800 for the roller chassis.
It's not bad at all, considering the man to weld something together.
Crazy. So every brand, every car maker that is represented in NASCAR at the Cup level are all going to be the same chassis.
Yep.
What about the motor?
Motor is free, and then they're all rear engine.
Well, wait a minute.
No, they're rear wheel drive.
Rear drive transmission is actually set in the rear like the C5Z06.
Oh, so it's got a transaxle now.
Yeah.
Big change.
So that's something I had missed on all the actual drawings and designs of it, but actually seeing it. It's a large transmission. I don't know the model of it, but it's probably twice the size of the Andrews or the Jerichos that came out. They've added some weight there.
Why did they move it? Why did they make it into a transaxle as opposed to a transmission and a rear axle?
Balance.
Just weight distribution. Pure weight distribution. Going to be insane on handling.
Now, is this also going to be still a 4-speed, or are they going to add an overdrive to it?
It's a sequential now, so it's probably going to be a 6-speed, I would guess.
Now, is this only for
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold that question just for a moment.
Okay.
Because so are we talking about an automatic transmission?
No.
Well, sequential, aren't they all sequential?
No, sequential you can still use.
You can
still. What you call DCT most likely.
Oh my God! So
yeah.
No.
A completely new generation of NASCAR. Mono lug, no more 5 lug nuts. Now you've got one.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of questioning on that too. But getting back to the question I had was that the chassis that you're talking about, is that strictly for the road race Cup cars, or is that for all the?
It's all of them.
All of them.
But
okay.
you will so quickly, change. It's going to be amazing. That also takes away the whole idea of moving everything to the left-hand side of the car. The car is very symmetrical as well. Lots of change.
Almost going to a Formula car.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Like a Formula Ford or something. Everybody rides
larger.
the same formula, just you swap engines out.
And
you
know
have
I like
an
Formula.
Car there this time as well. Lewis Hamilton's car was there. It was interesting to see the length difference. I would say it's a little bit narrower than NASCAR, but much longer. It's probably got 1.5 feet more in length than the NASCAR.
The F1 is?
Yeah. Extremely long car.
I'd have never realized that, but again, I don't
now,
have.
You've got the nose cone and you've got the rear wing too that stretch all that out.
Trying to
wheelbase
all the downforce.
The amount of overall size of the car was substantial.
I don't know whether I like this or not. I don't like this. I mean, I'm a purist, and NASCAR is stock car racing.
It used to be they would go buy it at a dealership and race it. Not anymore.
Well, and I understand that, but I mean, how do you feel about all these changes, Richard?
Change happens. It has to happen. It's similar to the EV discussion, the electric vehicles. I mean, that was a big focus at PRI. This year, they had a whole room set up just to EV. GM was there, Ford was there, Tesla was there, a small company from Houston, and I cannot remember the name of them. Shame on me for that, but they were actually displaying their EV kits as well. So EV is going to take off. It's just a matter of how's motorsports going to support that. In the cruising section, the hot rod section, we see it no problem. People are doing it left and right. What's that? The bigger issue for me is motorsports. How is it going to change?
Yep.
Competing EV against electrical is different. NASCAR is just another evolution of that. This probably, in my mind, should have been done 10 years ago in NASCAR.
With a hybrid or with a pure EV?
Do what now?
You talking about going EV at NASCAR, or you just mean the standardization of the chassis?
NASCAR won't go EV until they're forced to. I think the change of the new generation car should have happened with the car of tomorrow. What they have today, sitting there at PRI, is what they should have done 10 years ago.
Oh, wasn't the car of tomorrow the one where they changed from a vertical foil to the wing on the back? That was correct. That was every bit of 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those cars all got ugly back then too.
There'll be some changes this time too. So they're trying to maintain the look of the car, but they actually want them to kind of stay with a spec body.
So in other words, kind of like a funny car. You can paint it up to make it look like a Dodge or a Chevy or a Ford, but in essence, it's pretty much the same shape.
Lipstick on a pig.
Well, that's the whole thing about templating, trying to equalize everybody's aerodynamic performance, and that's why they have to sit on templates, and everybody has to have the same shape.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean, it's gotten to the point now where they all look the same. Of course, so does every SUV.
And isn't Toyota bringing the Supra to Cup racing?
Yep.
They've had it in Xfinity.
Right. I find it very funny. Toyota makes an amazing motor. Don't get me wrong, but Supra is not what you would ever have imagined in stock car racing.
Or a Camry.
It's like racing a Corvette in stock car.
Well, a Camry. Neither one of them have V8s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it works. They picked up a couple more road races, which will get, my friends, my family watching, because road race is where we enjoy it more than the oval. I'm hoping that's part of, why this change to the suspension setup, which will favor the road course a lot in the oval tracks.
Well, that was the first thing in my mind, is the fact that, they're making road racing an integral part of the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, finally, again, but I remember back in the day, I think that there were only 2 road races.
Yeah, it was
Wisconsin
Watkins Glen. Not Wisconsin. Sonoma and Watkins Glen.
Okay. That's right.
The one in Wisconsin was done in Xfinity, but it was not done at Cup. But they didn't they have 7 road races this year?
Yeah, 6 or 7. So next year's going to be even better.
Yeah, because they did, they did COTA this year, but that was submarine racing. That was the one that
they tried.
Submarine.
It was horrible.
Why did they do that?
Well, I'm sure all the guys that ran NASCAR were wondering the same thing, because I cannot imagine that those cars were prepped in a way to protect the driver from all of the water coming in and getting everything wet. They never drive in the rain, and here they are driving in a turd floater. And they had all kinds of problems. You're so used to it. You guys drive in the rain all the time.
That's the difference, too, is when you go to, Daytona or Talladega, they're used to rain, we don't race. You go to a road race course, we race no matter what.
And it's more fun.
The people that are actually putting on the show are like, we don't care about rain, let's go race.
Right. But as a viewer, I don't want to watch that. I mean, because I go to a race to watch all out, throttle all the way to the floor kind of racing. I don't want to watch somebody skating around in the parking lot.
Well, you're seeing a greater display of skill in the rain, I promise you.
I know that, but I want to see speed, man.
Yeah.
Like they did at COTA. It went way too fast.
It was so funny.
It was quick.
And then so what's going on with SCCA this weekend?
Well, this weekend's actually not an SCCA race. This is part of MSR Houston and Apex. We're doing a winter series. So we'll start racing tomorrow at noon. We'll do it in what's called HPDE, High Performance Driving Experience, for an hour. Then we're going to do a 2-hour enduro, which that's part of the series, is the enduro. And we'll be donating money to charity for the next 2 races for some local Marine veterans over the holidays. Then we'll have the Australian Pursuit, which a lot of people don't know what that is, but that's a bracket race done on a road course.
Going the wrong way.
No, all the correct way, but it'd be nice to go the wrong way. So we release the slowest car first, and if you're the fast guy, you may sit there on the grid for 3-4 minutes, depending on where the time was from fast guy to slow guy, and then take off. And the theory is in 15 laps, you catch him at the finish line. And if we do the math right and everybody drives correctly, all 12 cars, 13 cars will cross the finish line at the exact same time.
That doesn't sound safe.
It doesn't. Boy, that's pretty wide track, wouldn't you say?
Oh, it never ends up. I think the most we've had was 3-4 across the finish line at the same time. But in theory, everybody should be there at the same time. It doesn't work that way, but we try.
It's kind of like bracket racing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Kind of like bracket racing for drag racing.
First, exactly.
Except it's
And then-
15
Except
lap
it's a
bracket.
15-lap bracket race.
bracket race, 30 minutes worth at least. And then we added one of the elements from Rally America Rallycross called a Joker Lap, where you basically get to take a shortcut. So on our road courses, you've got multiple layouts. Well, we will use one of those layouts for one lap. You'll get to use that layout so you can actually shortcut the course, basically get in front of or get away from somebody that's trying to pass you, to keep your laps clean and concise on time.
Is there a large contingency of wreckers at this race?
We do not hit each other. Come on now. Don't
It's not
jinx us like that.
NASCAR.
Well, Rubbin's racing.
Yeah, not
Well, I
NASCAR.
mean,
We're not-
but this is not one of those deals where you're out there by yourself on some timed event. You got other cars around.
Oh, yeah.
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 We'll have probably 13 in this event, I bet.
Oh my God, that's a good lucky number
But what
there.
MSR, how long is MSR?
Do what?
How long is the track?
2.38 miles, 17 turns.
And then how much do you cut off in the Joker lap?
Joker Lap's going to cut off just over a half mile.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But, you know,
But
because when I watch Rallycross, the timing that they take the Joker lap in their series varies and works to some advantage, works to some disadvantage.
Is it a straight cut through?
You've got just to turn into it and turn out. It's pretty simple.
Okay, so in other words,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a figure eight at the old oval racetrack.
Oh,
That's fun to watch.
Oh,
figure eight racing.
no, nothing like that. It's a long straightaway where you're actually coming across. You'll be able to see them almost a quarter of a mile away. It's the
Well, I was
You're
talking about the length of
longest
the track.
straightaways still coming.
Are there any demolition
plan-
derbies anymore?
Do it.
Demolition derbies. Do they exist anymore?
They still happen. They just happen with little big front wheel drive cars, and it's not as much fun.
It's because they've,
The whole old school one.
destroyed all the old Imperials
All the good-
and
all the old-
station wagons,
Gone.
custom cruiser station wagons.
Imperials. Oh my God, I haven't heard that on a car name forever.
There you go.
Richard, so
Yes.
we're coming up into the holidays. Anything going on for the next 2 or 3 weeks?
That's what he just got through saying.
Well, no, I thought he was talking about that was coming up tomorrow.
It is. It's
Well,
wonderful.
No, but I'm
Tomorrow.
talking about Christmas and New Year's. I mean, I'm talking about
Same
kind of
thing.
escape.
Basically, we've got the one this weekend. Then we've got one December 26th, the Sunday after Christmas. And then January 2nd is usually our largest event of the year. We've got the same event again at MSR, and we've got an autocross.
So
at
you got just enough time to sober up from New Year's Eve.
Easy.
See,
that event, autocross wise, we've had 170 people show up to run what we call our New Year's Day event, the January
Wow.
2nd event.
Everybody brings the toys out that they got for
Yeah.
Christmas.
It's very well attended. It's a good time. And again, that January 2nd will also be an event at MSR that's a charity event. And December 26th, we'll be down there playing as well. And you're welcome to come down, watch, spectate. If you're interested in coming down to play, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or go to the msrhouston.com page, and you can sign up for it there.
Can I race the Corvette?
You keep talking about bringing this Corvette out. I keep telling you, tomorrow is the day.
I put a new shifter in it too, by the way, Richard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You've
well,
been driving it?
Jeff and I put a new shifter in it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we put a Hurst shifter in it, so it's not quite a road racing rally kind of setup, but it has that pistol grip shifter in it.
Yes,
Very
it does.
yeah. He sits in the driveway and just shifts and shifts and shifts.
Hey, it's pretty soon and not that it's already a lost art, but now it's the thing of the past.
Yeah.
People are actually seeking out 6 speeds.
Manual trans. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I don't think there's very many manufacturers that are making them anymore.
Nobody's making
You know,
them.
even when you look at some of the Highline.
So, Jeff, you know where the car is at. I think you should go grab the car and bring it down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make sure it's adjusted correctly. Come down at 12. We'll get you on track. Come out and play a little bit.
That what's adjusted correctly?
The shifter.
See?
You can adjust all your on that.
Well, I don't know as if there's any adjustment to be made. Because, it is a transaxle, and the actual
funny.
shifter itself
There's
is
always something to adjust.
Plenty.
Richard will find something to
Will
adjust on.
you find something to adjust on it, Richard?
Oh, yes, there's plenty.
Well, you could
Denali.
also tell
Probably.
us what these extra parts are for.
You know, Don and Jeff are smarter than the guys that build it because they didn't have to use all the parts that came in the box.
You don't need this nylon threaded lock nut device.
How funny.
You don't need any of that.
Yeah, we don't need it.
So your autocross is going to be at the Greyhound Park?
No, up at HPA, Houston Police Academy. They're back in service.
Oh, okay. So up by Intercontinental Airport.
Yep. Up on Old Rankin Road.
I always
times.
found that funny that police academy was at the end of Rankin Road because everybody was drag racing at the other end of Rankin Road.
It worked for a lot of people for a lot of years. Not anymore.
Oh, well.
Well, Richard, it's
Yeah.
always great to talk to you, my friend. And so you got an event tomorrow. You're going to make it back safely. I guess you're waiting to get off the telephone so you can start
As
There
we
you
say,
go.
he had to
down the
come to a
road
stop
again.
to talk to us.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect rally. We just staged it for the perfect time to pull in for the stop, get gas, talk on the phone, and we'll be right back on the road. So not a big deal. Glad to get on, talk about what we got going on the rest of the year. Next year will be even bigger, and we'll get through the holidays and help out some veterans in the process. I appreciate your guys' time and efforts.
So where can our listeners go to help out your charity?
I would go to the Hands On Driving Academy on Facebook or on the web.
All
That
right.
is the easiest.
Sounds good, Richard. Thank you
All right.
again. We'll talk to you. Have a safe, happy holiday and New Year.
We'll talk to you next year. Be good.
Thanks.
Too.
You bet.
Take care.
Time now for the cruise-in calendar here on the In Wheel Time program. And we welcome back Conrad DeLong to be able to tell us in 60 seconds what's cruising.
Dun, dun, dun.
So tomorrow is Hot Rod Holiday Show at the Tractor Supply in Willis, Texas. Also tomorrow is drag racing out at Houston Raceway Park out in Baytown.
No, this is the cruise-in calendar.
I know. Oh, well, it's on my cruising calendar list. Also tomorrow is Ocean View Classics Meet and Toy Drive
Racing's not allowed on the cruise-in calendar list.
on North Bayshore Drive in LaPorte, Texas. And that's for 1998 and older cars, and that's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Test and tune. Well, you don't want to hear that either.
Yeah, I'm just going to help you out there.
Team Bass Outlaws Toy Drive is at Outlaws Custom, and that's at 3050 Rusk Street in Beaumont, Texas. And then the Kip Rose Toy Drive is also on the 12th, and that's 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's at Kip Rose in Kemah, Texas. And then finally, on the also on the 12th is the Toy Joy Xmas Toy Drive, and that is at 1960 in Houston, Texas.
Xmas
help read
normal.
that?
I was just going to say, Xmas normally would indicate Christmas, but
Well, but they call it Xmas. And then
is that kind of like EX dash mus?
Xmas. And then on the 15th is the Bombshells
Festivus.
Car Meet in Spring, Texas, and that's from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
There you go.
Well, that was a minute and a half. Thank you.
You're welcome. I request my time back.
Do you? Because
Okay.
we took up the 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Senator
I
DeLong,
request my time back.
congressperson.
All right. Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2022 GMC Sierra 1500. Yeah, it's a half-ton pickup truck. It comes in base, SLE, elevation, SLT, AT4, and Denali. And I had the...
Denali. You
The
always
limit-
get the top of the line car.
I not only had that, but I had the limited Denali. It's all new for 2022. The limited Denali is. Half-ton pickup, seats 5 passengers. All new in 2019, but a major update for 2022. It's got that smiley grille that GMC has now put on, as you can see there. And it's okay. I mean, I'm just not. I don't like smiley grills, but okay.
Is that really what it's called?
I don't know. I put on here big smiley face grill.
I see that now.
Ours was all chrome, just like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of got that undercurve.
I
to
had
it.
the Carbon Pro
Of
option.
course.
Now
the limited Carbon Pro.
No,
option.
it's not limited. Carbon Pro is a composite bed.
Okay.
Okay, it's not aluminum, but
Aluminium.
it's composite. In other words, it's plastic.
Well, they say composite because it sounds more high tech.
I know.
Well, aren't the fenders? The fenders are composite too.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they
the
are.
whole bed is.
GMC Multi-Pro Tailgate, absolutely brilliant. And ours had in the fold-down part of it, it exposes an area down there that they have
Easy.
2 speakers and volume control.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yep. And they got a place
did.
to plug in your iPod. So when you're tailgating, you can go and tailgate with speakers back there so you don't have to jack with it. It's
Oh,
brilliant.
how cool is it?
cool.
I didn't realize that is that part of the Carbon Pro or the Denali, or
Or
is
it's the
that
Walter
a
edition.
regular option that you can
I
put
think
on
it's
all
an
of them?
option on that fold-down
The
tailgate.
Walter.
Wow.
Walter and Cat edition.
But that's a great question, and I got the Monroney here.
That's why
but
I asked it.
It's really good. It's really
That's
good.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So for no other reason, get that. What I liked about it, the chrome dual exhaust tips, the tailgate, and the bed. What could use improvement? That smiley grill. Interior. Beautiful dash design includes a big, wide infotainment screen that's built into the dash. Thank you for that.
Doesn't look like they bolted an iPad on top of the dash
Just
like
don't
some
understand
of them do.
that.
Yeah.
Huge center console,
Huge.
Yeah.
configurable instrument cluster, and beautiful leather interior there. I said it. Hello, Ram. We saw you 10 years ago. We finally got around to going ahead and putting something like that to be kind of competitive.
Well, and my opinion, General Motors has always been so far behind.
What is that?
Ram and Ford. I have no idea. It's not like they don't
And
have
it's-
a lot of money and a lot of engineers working on it.
I don't understand
They just
that.
don't have good taste in some.
They think that they're building for the working man, and that's not what the working man wants for $60,000.
60.
I want nice stuff.
Oh, well, wait. I don't think we've heard the MSRP on this yet.
my bad.
I'm
Sorry.
just waiting for you guys to go ahead and play this out a little bit because I'm going to get to that. What I liked about it, the improvement over last year's layout, what could use improvement. Stop taking so long to keep up with the competitors.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, driving. The drivetrain, standard or Denali, the standard on the Denali Ultimate package is the 6.2 liter V8. It is optional on some of the downgraded levels of trim, but 6.2 comes with this particular bad to the bone pickup truck. Guess what's standard now for 2022? The standard engine.
5.3.
Nope.
6.
Oh, the 4-cylinder turbo.
The 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder with 310 horsepower. Does that 310 horsepower sound familiar? Because that's what's in the 6-cylinder.
Well, that's the 4.3 6-cylinder.
Whatever. It's 310 horsepower. They're getting 310 out of a turbo 2.7 liter.
Yeah, but it's all about the torque.
Oh God,
I'm just
so difficult. Horsepower 420, torque is 460. Transmission 10-speed automatic. Tow rating up to 13,000 pounds.
it's pretty good.
Haul rating about a ton, depending on the 2- or 4-wheel drive configuration and the bed length. There's that variable in there.
How many
What'd
donkeys?
you think of the 10-speed?
Um,
Happy with its
I
gear
guess
choice?
the problem that I have with these trucks is the fact that I don't have a great big load in the back. You know, 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds would be nothing for this truck, but it changes the way that it drives and
Oh, yeah.
shifts and all of that.
For sure.
And so, is it fair? I guess if you don't ever put anything in the bed, why would you buy a truck then?
Yeah.
Get yourself an SUV.
Lots of people do.
I know they do. All right. So miles per gallon, 14 city, 19 highway, combined 16. I got 18.7, but
Yeah, that's better than I expected.
90% of my driving's on the freeway. That's over 349.7 miles. What I liked about it, plenty of power with this gasoline V8. What could use improvement? Gas mileage. But there is the trade-off for capability. So there you go. What are you going to do?
Get the 4-cylinder turbo.
Pretty much. Ride and handling, what I liked, extra smooth, especially for a truck. They've changed this thing up. I'm telling you, it's the bomb. What could use improvement? Nada, with an exclamation point. Also, I wanted to say this, too, that Super Cruise, the automated,
You like that? Yeah.
it's available on this truck.
I see it in the commercials.
What's the Super Cruise? How does it go?
I see it. I see them advertising it in the commercials. The Super Cruise.
I'm running behind.
Big time.
Base trim price, $56,600. I'm sorry, $56,600. Base model price. No, price is tested. No. Let me do this.
Spit it out.
Hold on just a minute.
Let's go to break and come back.
So we start at $56,600
for the base trim
for a
price.
truck.
No, for this model.
Denali?
For the
Yeah,
Denali,
for the
$56,600. Price is tested is $72,725.
and they will sell every
single one.
It's almost a 30% bump there.
The
Doc.
base model price, if you want to get into a Chevy pickup truck, is $36,400. Competitors, F-150, you can go at $33,500. Ram 1500, $36,675. The Tundra, $37,645. Boy, but everybody's going up in price.
It's inflation.
That's what it is. Okay. So we're going to move along
Good-looking
now
truck, though.
because we're running behind. The
Yes,
In-Wheel
we
Time
are.
Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast source. In-Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
It's a very special Christmas Tailpipes and Tacos Car Cruise In, Saturday, December 18th at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Bring a toy for Star of Hope and have breakfast on us. Tailpipes and Tacos will award trophies for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. It's the Great Christmas Cruise In on Saturday, December 18th, so make plans now. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise in, and this one brings it all together for Star of Hope in a Toys for Breakfast Christmas special. Bring a toy and get a free Loopy Tortilla breakfast, plus trophies for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Get your ride ready for a very special Christmas cruise in Loopy style. It's Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, December 18th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In-Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Let's celebrate the Christmas season together at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Toys for a free Loopy breakfast, Saturday, December 18th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting.